All right, we are live this time, right on time. We'll wait for few people to join, and then we will invite our guest. So today's guest, this guy is extremely talented, and today's live is very special because आज हम लोग बैडमिंटन पे कुछ डिस्कशन करने वाले हैं. So for those of you who play badminton, just occasionally, yeah, who have interest in badminton, don't forget to put all your questions in the comment, and we will address them one by one. All right, I'm just gonna send him a quick invite. Okay, while Rubin joins us, just wanted to take a moment and wanted to thank you all for all your feedback. आपके जो भी छोटे मोटे फीडबैक्स है या फिर जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, हम लोग ट्राई करते हैं कि वी डू बेटर नेक्स्ट टाइम. And a lot of you guys asked us to do a badminton live. So this time we roped in Rubin, who's a national level badminton player, and he will be helping us with all his questions, with all his answers related to badminton related questions. Just give me 1 second. Hey Vivek, hi. I see you. I see you have tuned in. Thank you so much for joining. Hi Ansar. I think we are just waiting for Rubin to join. Some technical glitches, I guess. All right, he's just texted me that he's joining in too. All right, there he is.
Hey Ashish, hi.
All right, all right. Finally,
Yeah,
first of all, I would love to I would like to apologize. There was some confusion with regards to the live thing. I hope that's sorted. But thank you so much, Rubin, for tuning in and helping us with this live session. Is everything okay at your end? Can you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Like, can you watch me?
I think your voice is not perfectly audible. If you can
Okay, wait. Now is it
just fix
audible?
your mic. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, hi.
better.
Yeah, how are you?
All right. I'm good. Yeah, like I mentioned, first of all, really appreciate because for those of you who don't know, Ruben has a day job and he has just taken out like half an hour, 45 minutes just to help all our viewers. So thank you so much for that. For those who are watching this and who will be watching it in the future, the way it works is, first of all, we will try to understand Rubin's journey. He has been badminton athlete.
Hmm.
He still plays badminton, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We will dive deep into his,
Yeah.
his badminton journey, and then probably we'll move on to the interesting bit, which is all our question and answers, which our users have mailed us or texted us, right? So without wasting much of the time, people do complain a lot that the host speaks a lot. So taking that in mind, I'll just keep my mouth shut and over to you, Ruben. Just help us understand your journey. How are things going at your end? What are you up to and stuff like
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank you and Rukidek for the opportunity. So I love speaking about badminton in front of people, and I think that a few folks at least would be inspired by my journey. So yeah, so currently I'm a machine learning engineer. So left badminton because of an injury. And this is what
that?
I want to draw attention on, that I don't want any sportsman to leave their sport for because of an injury. So yeah, let's begin. So should I start with my start of the badminton or my journey?
Yeah, I would like you to take a step back and if I have to ask you where did all began, like
Okay.
were you actively playing badminton in your childhood? Let's start from there.
Yeah, so I started playing badminton since I was 4.5 years old, and that was all unintentional because so I live in a society, right? So I was very notorious, and I used to beat every other child out there. So there was one, yeah. So there was one bhaiya, Chirayu bhaiya. He lived at fourth floor. So he was state champion at that time. He was elder, yeah. He was 4 5 years elder to me. He was under 10 state champion. So his mom told my mom, ki, there's a sir, Dharmesh Ashla, who teaches badminton and he is very strict. So like ये सुधर जाएगा वहाँ जाके. So that way I joined badminton eventually. So my mom told my coach that for first 6 months just let him be here, इसको discipline रखो so that he should be on track now. So that time when I was 5 years old, so वहाँ से I started my journey. I started building interest in badminton. Slowly I started my fitness regime as well, and then I started playing tournaments. So I participated in my first national tournament when I was 6 years old. So I think that I am
Wow.
the youngest person who played the national. So that was organized by my coach only. So इसलिए I got an opportunity to play. So yeah, फिर वहाँ से I built a huge interest in badminton. Slowly, badminton was all my life. I could not imagine. Can you hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So I could not imagine my day without badminton. Any day, any single time, be it in my fever, if I am having an injury, cycle chalate waqt I fall down, I am having wounds. I always used to play badminton at least for half an hour. If I did not go to my coaching on Sundays, so I played with my society people. So yeah, वहाँ से interest developed. Soon I started playing district championships. I did not lose. I don't think I lost any district championship in the age group I played in. And then thereafter, state tournaments and schools, west zones, everything. So badminton was everything to me. And this continued till 2013 when I was in 10th standard.
All right.
Yeah, so from 2005, 2004, started playing competitive badminton. वहाँ से till 2013, I was continuously winning. I was state champion, district champion, West Zones, nationals, everything. So in 2013, I could remember that was my state championship ka final, and it was one-sided game for me. I was up for 11-3, and I broke my hamstring. Yeah, so I broke my left thigh ka hamstring, and I lost that. I had to concede it because I could not even stand, could not even barely walk. So wahan se I got a thought in my mind, and the main major thing which the turning point became is like I was good at studies as well. So I thought of clearing
Right.
IIT and all those stuff. So I thought that should I leave badminton because if any other injury happens, I could lose my career and I could end up I could end up in railways or anything which I don't want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I wanted to do either a white collar job in some big MNC or maybe the badminton champion. So badminton champion wala career because of my hamstring injury, and later on the next year I was stuck with jaundice as well. So till then I
Oh God.
played. Yeah, after hamstring I recovered. I had a bed rest of around 2 months. So वहाँ से I recovered, and then the jaundice. Yeah, then I thought of getting into studies, which
Yeah.
unfortunately I regret now because I could have recovered jaundice as well. So yeah, then I again started playing competitive badminton when I landed up in college. So we won
Okay.
universities as well. Now we are playing for my company, corporate badminton, and yeah, we won many tournaments in college as well. So this is my whole journey, briefly described. And whenever I think about my journey, so I have all those flashbacks in my mind since my day one and since my last day, which was yesterday at the court.
Right. Rubin, two, three very interesting moments, which I could, which I can relate to it because I wouldn't say I was good at, sports back in my college or school days, but obviously I had, like I was
Interest,
extremely
yeah.
passionate about.
Nice,
So I have been a state level player. I've represented Maharashtra.
nice.
Uh, so I see what you're going through, and then of course you were good at studies, so you had to pick one career, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I think just diving deep into this, choosing sports over or probably choosing uh, studies over sport. Do you think badminton or any sports for that matter, do you think it develops a sense of any particular skills even when you are in your academics? Do you think sports has a correlation to academics or just learning in general?
No, so your question is very good. So first, I would like to say that sports plays a major role in academics as well. Sports makes you
Yeah.
disciplined, sports makes you focused, it increases your concentration as well. And moreover, you're rehabilitated, you're very fresh minded, and you're always into academics. If you're studying for 1 hour, and that is the quality time you give to your studies, because you know that after 1 hour
Yeah.
I would play, I would work out, whatever you want to do. It's not about only about badminton or any other sport, indoor sports, outdoor sports, any sports. So sports always helps in academics and always helps in life. It also lets you become a good leader, good team player, and a good decision maker. So whatever interviews I've gone through in my jobs, in my academics or college interviews or any other things, I have always been blessed with this skill that I am a leader, and that's all because of badminton. So badminton is every day helping in my life. So I can definitely say that
Yeah.
not only in the academics but in the life as well, sports plays a major role. And I would say that without sports I cannot imagine anyone's life. Like even if you're not having any resources, you should at least run, just go for it.
Right. I actually want to pick your brain on the mentality point of view. So allow me to ask you very specific questions,
Sure,
and
sure, sure.
probably I'll get my answer. So like you mentioned, badminton is a very high intensity sport, right? Like you have to play in a certain area, and then it's a very high paced sport. What goes on your mind, when you're playing against opponent, and every single decision of yours, it has consequence, right?
Yeah.
uh, do you sort of correlate to your day-to-day job? uh, does that give you more sense of like calmness? Because I understand. So let's take an example. You are against your opponent, it's a final of your championship, and it's deuce, right? It's the final set, and it's deuce. What actually goes on in your mind when you have to face an opponent? What kind of emotions you go through?
Yeah, so I've been under this situation several times in my life. Like I have faced hundreds of times. Like it was third game, final game, and I can remember one of my matches. It went to 29-27 in the third game. I won that match. So yeah, I can definitely answer this. So coming to your question, at that point of time, we just don't do anything. I don't have any emotion. I just try to calm myself down, and I just try to
Yeah.
focus on my strengths. Like if I'm a very good smasher, I believe so. So I just try to hit smash so that I can grab a point. I don't have, just a second. Yeah, so I don't have any emotions, just I just try to calm down. Moreover, if my nerves are in my control, then I decide where to let my opponent play. So three things are there: count your strengths, count the opponent's weakness, which you obviously grab if you play for 3 games. And third thing, always keep calm. Like, this is the most important thing. If I have lost several matches under this situation when I was not in my control, when I was short tempered earlier. So because I lost my temper at those moments, so I lost many matches. So those were the learnings. So yeah, so these three things are always in my mind at every point, not only in the due
And
situation.
which are very important attribute, right? Like if you just sort of connect the dots over here, even in your professional career or whatever job you're doing, I think it's very important to be calm at
Exactly.
very crucial moments, right? And that is sort of a key takeaway from your conversation,
Yeah.
that whenever you are at very crucial situations, I think because you have dealt that situation hundreds of times in your sporting career, I think it just prepares you in a much better way for your real life decisions, right? So
Yeah.
that is what I take away from this
Yeah.
conversation.
We can say that. Every
Yeah.
experience matters.
Yeah, but this is very interesting. Thank you so much for opening up and sharing your journey, Ruben. While I wish I can go on and on, but I know you kind of on a very
Even
strict
I wish
schedule.
so.
So
Yeah. I just love talking about badminton, man.
yeah, same here. I can I can see the passion. Even in your, I was just going through your Instagram profile. Uh, you know, even after the injury, the way you're still pursuing that sport, even though for a, like in terms of recreationally, I, I think it's very enduring. And
Yeah.
hats off to you. I wish you keep on continuing, and you keep on inspire younger kids and your friends, of course, to to pursue it at least recreationally, right? Because that's more important,
No,
right?
it's not about recreation. It's just my love for it. So I don't feel like I'm playing for recreation or any other thing. It's just that I cannot leave badminton. If I'm unwell, if I'm not able to play, I watch badminton. So yeah, it's a part of daily routine. And I would
Yeah.
always like to inspire everyone, not only kids, friends, like any random person. I'll go and I'll ask him that, do you play any sport? If not, play badminton, fine.
So cool, yeah. All right. I think the format of this, the way it works, Rupin, is we have got a couple of questions from our users, and the way we wanted to have this live session is because we wanted experts like you who have played in at a national level. You guys can address those questions, because when it comes from your when it comes from your end, it looks more credible, and it's just you know it just builds more and more trust and credibility to all our to all our users, right? So I think the first set of questions are slightly basics. uh, you know it, the first question I think we have over here is importance of training before badminton, the warm up and stuff like that. Could you
Yeah.
just take like 1 or 2 minutes to
Yeah,
elaborate more
sure,
on that?
sure. So this question is a basic question. So working out and training before being on court. So off court training, and there are two types of training in badminton. First is the general warm up, and the second one is the badminton specific warm up. So
Yeah.
yeah, so coming on to the general warm up. So in any sport, in any sport, in any field, if you want to achieve something, if you want to get yourself free from injuries, if you do not want any injuries, you have to do this particular traditional warm up, which is off court warm up. So
Right.
like running, jogging, skipping, all these things comes under these traditional warm up things. I'll I would like to go more emphasizely on the badminton thing, which is badminton
Right.
specific warm up. So here we can do shadows, first thing. Shadows,
Okay.
yeah, and then action practice. So what we call action
Right.
practice is like hitting smash without shuttle for like 100 times, hitting service. So it's basically training your actions for the perfection, and it also warms your muscles as well. And coming on to the leg footwork, so shadows and then high knees, and there are many other exercises. So I would like to share that because I was not doing stretching exercises before my match consistently, I got an hamstring issue. So I would like
Yeah,
to address.
I was actually about to ask
Yeah,
that question. Like, do you think that was one of the reasons why you got that injury in the first
yeah.
place?
So I still remember that my match was scheduled at 4 p.m. So I started warming up by 3:30. So I require half an hour warm up for because I have a muscular body. So half an hour warm up was essential for me. So at that day, I worked out for 25 minutes. I took rest, but I did not do any stretching exercises because I was a bit anxious. It was state championship finals, and yeah, so there was a peer pressure as well. It was not my home court. So there are many factors
Right.
which, so yeah. Coming on to the warm up, so I did not do stretching exercises. So that's why I believe that on court my hamstring got teared. So there are three things in the workout. First is the off court, which involves running, sprinting, jumping, and the other stuffs like skipping. And the on court things are action practice, shadows. These are the main things which we do for the warm up. And the third thing is the stretching exercises. So you stretch every
Yeah,
muscle so that it doesn't get sore. And if your muscles are sore, then you definitely gonna have a chance of getting an injury. So
right.
yeah.
And for those of you who are watching or who will be watching, because this video will be uploaded on YouTube,
Hmm.
for all our YouTube subscribers as well. I think it's supremely important, and I, as an ex sports person, and of course Rubin over here has been continuously playing badminton. Warm up and cool down are extremely important, because
Hmm.
if you don't do that, I think like Rubin mentioned, it can lead to like lifelong injuries as well. So just reiterating whatever you just said, Rubin, right? I think we have another question, Rubin, which is coming from Harsh Pratik, and he reached out to us on Instagram, and he wants to know that, does hard or soft sole makes a difference while playing the sport? Which one helps to perform better? First of all, I think, what is the importance of this? Like, what is this non-marking sole, and
Okay.
what does it has to do with your
Yeah.
performance level?
So first there are these two soles which are non-marking and the marking. So we call it gum sole and the normal sole in simple language.
Gum sole and
And the normal sole, the usual sole which we
the normal
have,
sole,
yeah. So I would
right?
like to get your interest on gum sole. Okay. So gum sole is the sole which are non-marking soles which we play, which we use while we play, right? So the major importance of these soles is that first, as the name suggests, these are the non-marking. So first is that badminton court doesn't get dirty. Okay.
Yeah,
The second importance, the major importance is the injury. So if you play on a badminton court, if it's a wooden court or if it's a professional Hawa court, and if you play over those courts without a non-marking shoe, with a normal shoe, there are major chances that your leg can get stuck and your ankle can be twisted. You can get any injury, knee dislocation, or any other injury which you call leg injury, obviously. So these are the impacts if you do not wear a non-marking shoe. And if you wear a gum sole or non-marking shoe, these shoes helps in the stepping. These shoe help you move on the court very swiftly. So this is the major importance. And the second thing is that the as the question was that if we prefer hard sole or the soft soles, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
Which one helps in improving our performance level?
Yeah.
That was the question.
So it depends on the player, I would say. So for me, I would prefer soft soles because I'm a hard hitter. So as soon as I jump and smash and land on my foot, so there is this thing that we land on our ankles, right? We land on the we don't land on the toes, we land on the ankles. So on the
All right.
heels, yeah. So on the heels. So I prefer my heels to be soft and having a cushion. So there are shoes which have power cushion, which helps you, which gives you the moment which you need. So every action has equal and opposite reaction. So as soon as I hit the court, my cushion gets upward thrust so that it lands swiftly and I do not get an injury while smashing or while landing back on the court while I jump. So in badminton, in every rally, we have to jump at least once. Either it's a toss, it's a drop, it's a smash, anything. So I prefer soft soles. While if you're a defensive player, if you want your movement a bit faster, obviously if there are soft soles, your movement would be a bit slow. Hello.
Hello,
Ashish, I guess I lost you.
Rubin. Can you hear me? I think there's some network issue, I guess. Can you see me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you. Just a
Yeah,
second.
perfect. Yeah, we are
Yeah.
back.
Huh. So what did I say last thing which you heard?
Yeah, so just to summarize what you said, and this is for this. Obviously, we will be conveying to Pratik, right?
Mhm.
Harsh, Pratik, that your soul depends on the kind of sport you want to play.
Yeah.
For example, someone who's an aggressive hitter and who jumps out a lot. I think it's preferable that he uses a soft sole. Why? Because of the cushioning effect. Their feet will be will be safe from any future injuries. So that is how we should go about it. Is that correct? Am I correct,
Yeah, yeah.
Rubin?
You can take it.
Perfect. He was also asking if there are any good recommendations under the price 2,000 rupees. But I think that is something which we can recommend him separately. I
Mhm.
think there was one more question from from our customers, and this has been the most asked questions, and this one is about grips, right? First of and also I'm very curious. What is this about grips? Why do people have grips in the first place? Uh, you see a lot of brands selling. There's some two you. First of all, what are these grapes, and why do people use them for?
Okay. So firstly, I would say the most important thing in a racket is the grip. Okay, so there are three forms of grips which you prefer. First one is the normal grip. We call it as thin grips. Okay, so
All right.
I prefer thin grips. I prefer thin grips over the other two grips because I can say I have a long hand with long fingers, and I prefer thin grips because I smash a lot, so it gives me a firmer grip. And the second grip is the towel grip. So towel grip is generally preferred by those players who sweat a lot and who have a personal thing like they want to feel towel in their hand while playing. So yeah, it's a particular choice only. So but the impact which a grip has on the racket and on your gameplay is that if you are able to find the perfect grip for yourself, your accuracy is increased by at least 10 to 15%.
All right.
I can say this because okay, so when there are certain times when we play with our rackets, but the guts get broken while in between the matches. So there were certain times when I had to play with my friend's racket. So accuracy decreases, even if the model is same, but the grip is different. Accuracy is not that which I had experience with on my racket. So grip performs a major role. Coming on to the third grip, which is called super dry grips. So these are the ones expensive, and these are the best suited for defensive players and the players who play a lots of badminton on a single day. So thin grips like which I use. If I play for like 4 to 5 hours, I would like to change my grip every 4 5 hours. Well, those grips
All
which
right.
I mentioned right now, so these are the long lasting ones, and these are the bit more comfortable and a bit more soft. So I like it bit
Right.
rough, so that's why I prefer thin grips. So yeah.
Now, also a follow-up question on that was, is there a right way to hold a racket? Because I think there are a lot of ways to hold a racket as well. Some conventional style, and there's some
Yeah.
other like what are the different styles in which you hold a racket,
Okay, so there is
or which is the most commonly used
okay, I would
style of holding
yeah,
a racket?
so okay, I do not have my racket right now. I'm in my office setup, so I have this sanitizer bottle. I'll show you in this only. Just a second.
I think we have lost Rubin, but let's just wait for him to join again.
I guess I lost the connection. So yeah, so
Yeah,
I was about to this. So assume that this is a badminton grip. So
yeah,
and this is the shaft, right? So the shaft which goes on
yeah.
the frame. So I would all what I used to prefer when I was a rookie, when I was a beginner. So I always wanted that my grip, so this thumb and the index finger makes a V shape when I hold the racket. So if I hold like
Right,
this, if I hold the racket like this, if you can see, so this is a V shape. If you would hold the badminton racket, it would be more visible. But here, so always we should hold the grip like this, where there is a V shape, fingers roll down here, from here, and this is a foreign grip which I'm talking about. And this V should be aligned in the parallel direction to the shaft. So basically,
Shaft.
this gap, this V and the shaft should be parallel to each other. So these all should be in a straight line. So that's what makes a perfect grip. And to be honest, every player has their different grips. When I play backhand stroke, there's a different grip where you have to keep your thumb like this, but I
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't keep
I've
it.
seen a lot of people do, use that particular grip because I think is that called a tennis grip? Do people use that same grip for tennis?
I had also played tennis for 1 month, 2 months. I was upset with badminton, so I can answer this too. So no, no, in tennis, so the handle is quite different, right? So the grip
Yeah,
handle is
yeah.
different. So it's a similar grip, but not the same grip. So tennis grip,
All right.
yeah. So in the tennis grip, we have to stretch our fingers more while we roll in the badminton. So it depends, but I've shown you the basic one.
All right. I think we have covered pretty much all the questions which our users have, have requested us to, to ask in this live session. Of course, we can, you know, talk more about footwear and stuff like that. But, since we are running short of time,
Hmm.
uh, just wanted to take a moment, Ruben, and thank you so much for sharing. This has been genuinely a value add. The stuff which you told me about the grips. Even I sometimes I struggle. So I do play badminton. Whenever I am there in Mumbai, or whenever I get an opportunity. So even I struggle a lot,
Hmm.
and sometimes even I have those questions. Okay, what is this whole funda about grips? How does one choose a grip?
Hmm.
Right, because there are so many brands out there.
Yeah.
Everyone is just trying to sell something or the other. I think it's very important to know what are you what are you choosing and where will you use it. And that was the entire intent of me starting this company. So the primary intent of us starting rookedeck.com was people were so confused, especially in a sport like badminton. People didn't know how to choose a racket, what are the do's and don'ts. So we just thought if we can just educate them more in terms of what product to buy and just make assist them with their purchase journey. I think uh, that is our motto and our vision.
Okay.
So and we hope that we continue this mission, and folks like you, good folks like you, are helping us achieve that. So thank you so much, Ruben. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Same here.
We hope that we get more such opportunities to interact with you, probably on a Sunday, when you're just chilling,
Yeah, when we
so
can
that I don't
have.
have to disturb you in your office hours.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate whatever you just shared today with us.
Same here, Ashish. I'm really glad that I got to tell you and tell people about my badminton journey. And I would, on the ending note, like I would just want to say that never leave any sport because of an injury. You can always recover. So this is what my
Yeah,
motto is to inspire anyone. Just because of injuries or because of any other resources problem or any other financial problem, any other problem, government is supporting these days. And nowadays there was many partiality things, but currently there are not any partiality things, and everyone is supporting sports. So I would just like to say never stop playing. And yeah, so yeah. And also I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to contact you every weekend so that we can talk more often.
yeah. I'm sure there were a lot of first-time parents, even my friends. Uh, After watching this video, I'm sure they will let their children play more,
Sure.
especially a sport like badminton. But
Mm.
uh, this has been really, really great. Any final thoughts, Ruben, for all the young athletes, uh, and who are aspiring to to pursue this as a profession. Of course you couldn't do that, but in any small piece of advice, do you think do you think there are opportunities right now, with all the badminton premier league coming into
Yeah,
our country?
yeah.
Is there a scope for people to not just develop a career but also make money? Like, do you think that's possible now?
It is very possible. So when I chose to study instead of pursuing my career in badminton, so I had this dream of going to abroad because all my relatives were settled in USA, and I wanted to be a computer science engineer. So I'm on that journey. So I would say that nowadays I did not have that education, I did not have that knowledge that we can still make money if we do not go anywhere, and even if we are not playing professionally or we're injury struck, right? So currently, because of Premier Badminton League and several other tournaments, which gives a huge prize money, there are many super series currently going on, All England, Thailand Open, everything. And so even if
Yes.
you're not an international badminton player, but still there is a huge scope. You can get into coaching, you can get into training, you can get into instructing, anything in which badminton is involved, you can get into it. So first is the coaching part, which through which you can earn. I know many people who are doing this. Second thing, there are many sponsors which which sponsor you to play for them. If you're a good player, of course you have to be a very good player and you have to be a professional if
Yeah.
you want to earn, right? So there are many opportunities in the sponsor thing as well. And the third thing is like Khelo India, Khelo Yuva Games,
Yeah,
which
there have been so much,
yeah. So
initiatives from
from
government of
government,
India.
right?
I think they're
So
putting sports more.
if you win Khelo India, you get scholarship for throughout the life till you study and till you play. So that's also an add-on. You do not have to spend any single penny, and every expense is being taken by the government. So there are many opportunities, and if any parent is watching this video, I would urge them to make their kids play not only for the fitness but as a second career option. If the first career option is
Yeah,
always academics,
a
yeah,
backup
yeah,
profession,
yeah,
just in case.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for all of you, who have tuned in and who've listened to us patiently. Of course, this video will be uploaded on YouTube as well. For all our future, future viewers. If you have any questions or if you want to, reach out to Rubin personally, we will be linking all of Rubin's handle in the description below, and keep supporting us. Thank you. We have been overwhelmed by all the response, and whatever your questions are, we will hope to address that in the next live session. Until next time, thank you so much, Rubin. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Ashish. Have a good day. Bye.